Hello everyone, welcome to this collective reading and this channeling. This channeling is about money because no money, no honey. So, I want to talk about money specifically for those people who are struggling with it. And I think a lot of people are struggling with it, and I can pick on to those energies. And even in therapy sessions and reading sessions, I get these questions a lot. Now, why do you all need to know about money today? Is because many of you have lived in poverty consciousness. Poverty consciousness in different ways and formats. Like some of you could be coming from a very rich background, like wealthy parents, and everything is great, but yet when it comes to spending money on yourself or just simply enjoying life and enjoying money, you can't do that. You always feel very guilty, and guilt, shame, these are very low frequency energies. Then there are people who come from middle class backgrounds where everything comes from hard work and you have to take loans and EMIs. You don't have legacies. Even to buy one house or even to buy a basic car, everybody has to work very hard. And then there are these households where money is a constant topic. People are always discussing money for some reason, and that too in a weird way, in a negative way, or in some kind of ways. It's very sometimes hard to point it out. It's like they love money, they want money, but they're also scared of money. In divine masculine and feminine's union scenarios also, money has played a big role, I have seen, in terms of status, because there it's not about liquid cash or property or assets. There they talk about status, like who has a better or higher status. And some of the relationships have actually broken up because of status, because there are third parties that were involved, or let's say a mother-in-law was involved or a father-in-law was involved, somebody was involved, and they were like the deciding factors. Okay, the status doesn't match. Or it could be possible that the relationship uh, actually took a long time to happen because there was this delay due to money. So money is a factor, and especially in today's time and age, we are in ascending Dwapar Yuga, and this is an important time cycle because we have entered the age of energy. India being one of those countries, or I would say East actually catched up a bit late when it comes to materialism. The Western world was pretty much faster, and that's the reason why they turned into spirituality before the Eastern people. Even though a lot of you might not believe it, but look at twin flames also, this subject, which is actually the translation of Ardhanareshwar. So Ardhanareshwar translates to twin flame in English. It came from the West back to India. So lots of things like yoga, like meditation, people in the West are more interested in it because materialistically maximum people, or you can say good number of people, a good percentage of people, they got materialistically, they're relaxed, so they have facilities, they have benefits from the governments, the hospitals are better, lots and lots of things are there. Maybe it is marketing, PR, because I'm not going to say that there are no homeless people over there and there are no drug problems over there. All of it is there because every country, or let's say every place, has different frequencies. People operate on different frequencies. So I'm not saying different frequencies don't exist, they do. But on a majority level, we can say the Westerners, even I have noticed on my platform, the work I do, I've never seen, or I've not come across that many Westerners who do bargaining with me. They never do bargaining, in fact. Hardly have come across people. If I say, okay, this is the fee on my channel, they'll say, okay. It's not about people are not rich in India. There are many rich people in India also. But Indians like to bargain. They like to question a lot. What am I getting? How am I getting? How much is it? Why are you charging this much? I mean, they want to make other people guilty for whatever they do, especially when it comes to money. They'll not ask you how much hard work you're putting into it, what are your credentials. Those type of things they're not concerned about. They just want to uh, discuss money, bargain about money, and just make it a very uncomfortable situation sometimes, or a weird situation. But the Westerners don't do that. If you tell them, okay, this is my fee, these many dollars I charge, they'll say, okay, I'll send it across to you. Or they already check before they talk to you. So this is not a poor, like a bad comparison I'm making. I'm just saying this is a difference between East and West. You know why? Because the East people were very good with spiritual knowledge or 5D knowledge at first, and then the West had to catch up. And then things happened in such a way that the Western people or the Western countries became much better with 3D information or 3D practicality, and they got a lot of facilities and benefits, and the lifestyle became much better. But then they got more interested in 5D knowledge. Now most Westerners are more like, I want to know, I want to learn about metaphysics, I want to learn about energy, I want to learn about this and that. While here people are struggling with the basics. If not the basics, then they want to make their lifestyle better, or they want to just have things, better cars, better houses, better living standards. But there's also a tug of war, because sustainability has come into this world. Now people appreciate things about India or East a lot more. Like people living in mud houses is appreciated more. Out here it is seen like a bad thing. Somebody wants to live in a mud house. Oh, why do you want to live in a house like that? But in the West, they are like looking for sustainable options. They're looking for sustainable resources, and they want to invest into it. I keep coming across content like this all the time, and it's very inspiring. So I'm not making today like a good or bad comparison. Don't look at it like that. Even if you do, I can't help it. But this is a reality that you need to make your money blocks go away, because it creates this energy of lack and limitation. Even if some people have so much, they have gold and they have assets and they have houses and they have this, that, but yet they're always feeling poor. Yet they always feel, I don't have this, I don't have that, which again removes the gratitude energy from their field, from their energy field, from their periphery. So without gratitude, things cannot grow. Feeling always poor and less than others, again not a good energy. It kind of obstructs your light also, because you're not going all out when it comes to developing certain kind of skill set. And skills are not always about going to a college, getting a degree, or learning something vocational. Skills are also, like I say, maintaining peace is a skill on a daily basis. Maintaining your high vibe energy is a skill, it's a very important skill. Because let's say you're doing something, a person comes into your energy field and they say some things to you, and it's a bad day for you, okay, and makes it a bad day for you. And then it's not just one bad day, it's many bad days attached with that one feeling of criticism or negative feedback, or just someone throwing tantrums, or just someone bringing you down via their own energy. Okay, so how do you deal with it? How do you become someone? Like, I saw this really cool video today where this guy says that I cannot be stopped by bad days, because I eat bad days for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So how can you make me feel bad for having a bad day? I use my bad days to become a better person. So I'm just kind of elaborating on it. And I've been talking about this all the time, that use your negative experiences, use your lacks and limitations to create the gateway to a portal where they don't even exist. Now you would be surprised to know that the less you do brings in more in your life when it comes to money also, which means a lot of people are doing so much effort to become rich. If they are not making an effort to become rich, they are probably trying to get recognition, or their validation comes from something which may not be directly associated to money, but like I said, it could be social status, it could be respect from others, or it could be just making big numbers. These many people are employed under them, so they're like, if we have like 5,000 people working for us or 1,000 people working for us, we're big. And for that they need good infrastructure. That's one part of it, one side of it. Overall, a lot of people nowadays are trying to do something in order to make money, but you don't need to do so much. Actually, you don't need to do anything. That's the crazy part. That's the interesting and crazy part, because your money is connected to your emotions. Okay, so if you are financially not happy with your situation and you want better things to happen in your life, you feel that whatever is bringing you down is because of money, then action cannot help you. You might be thinking that action will help you, but I think it is a different type of action that will help you, and that action is to understand that you need to move from fear to confidence. You need to move from like small steps. You have to take small steps, and you have to release your emotional issues as well. So when you release your emotional issues, like I remember my father had a lot of up and down in his business, and he was a very honest man, highly moralistic. He would not take any bribe, he would not do anything wrong when it comes to money. Okay, so he would go through these highs and lows, and I could sense even as a child that he's very lonely, and he's not able to talk about it or pinpoint what it is. But then I was also too young to completely understand it. Only when I grew up, and only when I studied his life a bit more and his struggles a bit more, I realized that sometimes morals and values create a guilt energy around you, because you can't do anything wrong. So you start kind of telling yourself there's something wrong with me. I want to make money, but I'm not going to do these things. I'll never do it, and thus I can never attract money. And then if I don't attract money, my life partner will never be happy, my wife will never be happy, or in some cases my husband will never be happy, my children will not be happy, I will not be a great provider. Or even if I am a great provider or a good provider, but I'm not a consistent provider, there's something always going. In fact, people put themselves on this guilt trip when they face life's challenges. If there's a health issue, if they have to go through some kind of operation, or if they have to take rest because doctor has said you need to take rest, don't overburden yourself. They start panicking. No, I cannot take rest, doctor, I don't have any option, I can't do that. Why you can't do that? Or in some places I have seen people cannot relax. Even if I tell them, okay, you can do this, but why don't you relax and do it? They say, no, if I relax, if I don't take tension, I cannot do certain things. I have to take some stress. Like tension makes me work better. A very famous filmmaker used to tell me this, that I create tensions. I bring in tensions in my life, he used to tell me. Why? I would say, why do you want to do that? No, because if I don't do that, I cannot make it big. In order to make it big, I have to look for trouble. And then I have to consume myself into it. People don't want to rest it out, people don't want to relax, because as I said, they see a lot of these things connected with recognition, with respect in society, with status in society, a whole bunch of things. So what universe is saying is that you have to allow wealth to come into your field, your periphery, energetic periphery, you know, and then you have to maintain this feeling of being relaxed, of having faith that everything will work out, everything is fine. And I remember when I used to feed the dogs, there was a time during COVID when I got very worried, because everywhere people were paranoid, people were getting crazy. So I was like, how am I going to feed all these dogs? Because we had like 60, 70 dogs back then that we had to feed on the streets. And literally, first time, everything was shut. The second time, yeah, 50% stuff like shops were open. But during the first one, everything was shut. Not even a single shop was open. So, you know, when marketplaces are open, then some animals get to eat because there are people coming in, they feed. At that time, everything was in such a place that only the actual feeders could feed the street animals, and I was very scared for a while that how am I going to get the funds, how am I going to get work, how am I going to do whatever it takes to provide medical care or food or whatever these kids, these animal babies need. But thanks to my masters, all credit goes to my masters, they did something really miraculous. I cannot talk about it here. Maybe some other video I will. I'll just come to the main point here. But they did something, some divine intervention took place, a mystical event took place, and I was told to have faith and just relax, just chill, just have faith, just be happy. And I did that. And I think within 2 or 3 days, it just took 2 or 3 days actually, which is the interesting part. It didn't even take that long. In 2 or 3 days, everything just shifted, and things never stopped working out, after that. So, this is the power of letting go. This is the power of not doing anything that you don't love. I mean, I was told that do what you love, be yourself, do what you love, and speak your heart, express yourself, share what is coming from your heart, and just be. Don't worry, just be. Worrying is not a right space to be in. So, this is something that I'm passing it on to you so that you can maintain your frequency, you can maintain your vibrational state, and you can, just be at peace and continue to do whatever you're doing. You probably don't have to do anything, not much, but just do certain things. Like certain things happen on its own. If you feel worried, all you need to do is watch that and tell yourself not to worry. Create a statement, create a line that makes you relaxed in that moment, and let it just go. Let go and let God. And when I say do nothing, it actually means making that extra effort that usually people make. And that is always triggered by the fear. If you don't allow fear to take over you, you'll not make that unnecessary effort. Because the more unnecessary effort you make, the lower your frequency is going to go. So yeah, here I'm going to close this collective reading. Thank you so much for being here with me. For personal sessions, for one-on-one sessions, check out the description box below the video and write to me at thesunamoon@gmail.com when you're sure that you want to do inner work with me, reading or whatever, therapy. So yeah, see you in the next one. One love, peace out, and Victor to Ram.